Okay guys, today we'll see how to create maintenance screen. In the previous session, we have seen how to create data elements, domains, and how to create foreign key relationship and how to use check tables, right? So today we'll see, I'll start with value table, how to assign value table. Yesterday you guys have observed like how to assign check table for the field level validation. Okay, so you are already familiar with creating domains, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
adding fixed values and value ranges, right? So today we'll see how to assign value table. It is very similar to check table. Table is same, right? Value table and check table might be same. Same master data table, you can use it for value table and check table. But when you add that master data table in the domain level, it is used as a domain level validation, right? When you use it in as a check table, it will act as field level validation. Okay, clear?
yes, sir.
So this is the master table I think we created. No, sorry, this is the employee salary table. This one I think, employee master, right? Now, so we have a master table, go to the domain. So you know how to assign foreign key relationship, right? Select the field, click on the foreign key maintenance and provide the check table
Check
and
proposal.
create
Generate the proposal.
proposal, right? Now, how to assign value table? How to assign value table? So
Valid.
double click, go to value ranges here. So it seems we have already added. Just provide that master data table. Okay, just provide that master data table here. So when we have three different options: single values, intervals,
Intervals,
and value table.
valid
So
table.
when we use single values, when we use intervals, and when we use value table,
Table value.
it depends on the data. It depends on the data or field. For example, this domain is for gender, right? Gender. At the time,
So,
we can simply go
single
for
value,
fixed values,
single values.
M, F, others,
Whoa.
because it's very rare, right? Adding new genders, right? Currently, we
Yes,
have male, female, and others, right?
yes.
Similarly, weeks, right? Monday to
And
Sunday,
months. Yes, sir. Months
months.
also.
These are all fixed, always same. We call as
Yes,
universal
universal.
truths, right?
Yes, sir. Universal.
Universal truth. Like these values are always same. So for those kind of values we use single values. For intervals, undefined values. If you want to define certain range, if you want to define certain range, you can go for intervals, right?
Intervals.
But you want to maintain exact records, exact valid records, right? You cannot maintain all those records here one by one, right? In fixed values. For that reason, we use a table that is called value table. In this value table, we maintain all the valid records. All the valid records we are going to maintain in this table. Okay. Whenever there is a new employee, do you need to change the domain? Do you need to change the domain to allow that new employee?
No. No.
Just simply go to the table,
Value table.
go to the value table and create
New
one more
entry.
for
One more entry.
that employee, right?
Yes.
That's it. You don't need to do any changes. Okay.
Yes.
Looks like it is not available in check table.
We are given only one or four values.
Yeah, right. So, so you don't need to change the domain and you don't need to move that change to test and from test to production, right?
Yes.
Without any code changes or domain changes, without any code movements from development to test or test to production, you can add new employees to the valid list of
Employee.
employees, right?
Yes.
For that
Yes.
reason, we use value tables. Okay, clear? Value table
Yes,
is
sir.
for
Clear.
domain level validation. For check table is for field level validation,
Till 11.
right? That is important interview question. Please mute. Okay. Now, so we discussed about value tables and check tables and how to assign foreign key relationship. So let's say you are using a domain Z employee ID. Let's say you are using a data element Z employee ID. Inside the data element, you can find a domain.
Yes.
For example, some developer wants to change technical properties of this domain. He wanted to change the length or data type. Is it allowed?
And case sensitive.
Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed.
No.
Since it is a custom data element and domain, you can change at any time. But before changing it, what you need to do? You need to do impact analysis. Impact analysis. If you do the changes to the data element or domain, what are the dependent objects that are affecting? Okay, you cannot simply go and change. These data elements and domains might be used by different tables, right? Yes or no? Same data element we can use in
Yes, sir.
multiple tables, right?
Yes.
Same domain we can use it in multiple data elements, right?
Yes. Yes, yes, sir.
So before doing any changes to the data dictionary objects like data elements and domains, what you need to do? Impact analysis,
Analysis.
where these data elements and domains are being used. What are all those tables? If I do the change, is there any impact on the other tables, right? You need to do
Yes.
that analysis. How to do that? For example, you wanted to change employee ID, data element or domain. So for example, if you want to change employee ID data element, first what you need to do? You need to check where this employee ID data element being used. How to check that? Please observe carefully how to check that. Please observe carefully. Open the data element. Place the cursor here. Here you can see one option. What is this? Where used list. Where used
Yes, sir.
list. If you click on this, it will display all the tables wherever you are using this data element.
Data element.
Click on this. Where is your list? Not only tables, programs, right? Wherever you are referring this data element, all those references will be displayed here. Okay. For now, since we are familiar with data tables and programs, we'll select table fields and programs.
Programs.
Okay. Click on continue. Look, how many tables are there?
Employee salary.
Employee salary,
EMP.
second table EMP, second table
Employee.
EMPLOY1, third table, fourth table, fifth table. I think around six tables are there, right?
Yes, sir.
Six tables are using the same data element, right?
Yes.
For
Yes,
example,
sir.
if you open this EMPLOY1, click on this
We can able to see the
here.
data
It is
element.
using same data element, right? If you do changes to this data element, what will happen? All the tables which are using same data element will be impact, right?
Affected. Yes, sir.
So you need to keep that in mind before doing changes to any data elements and domains. These are very critical in the support projects. Okay. We should not directly go and change the data elements and domains. First, you need to do impact analysis. Okay. If it is
Impact
an
analysis.
implementation project, new project, okay, there is very little impact. There is very like there may not be any issues because it's a new project. There is no developments working in the production environment. All will be in a development environment only if it is an implementation project, right? But when you are working in support projects, what will happen? You are going to work on the applications which are already running in a live environment, production environment, right? If you do any
Yes, sir.
changes and release that change to production without proper analysis, what will happen? It will impact the live applications, production applications. Okay?
Oh, okay.
It will impact the business. For example, you are working on one bank application in production in support project, right? You did some changes and released it to production. What will happen if your changes are not correct? That application not going to work properly, right?
Yes, sir.
If that application is not going to work, what will happen? All the bank transactions will be on hold, right?
Yes.
They can't do any work. It will impact their business, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why whenever you are working in the support projects, you need to change very small code. You may need to do only small changes in support projects, but that small change might impact the entire application, right? So you have to do proper analysis before doing that. Okay? If it is an
Yes.
implementation project, there is no such dependency because there is no production environment available. Once your implementation is completed, then only you are going to move all your objects to production environment. That is called go live, right? Now, this is about data element. How to check domain? Before going to change anything in the domain, you have to do the same impact analysis. Select the domain, where user list. Domain can be used in data elements programs. Select it. We are not going to directly use the domain in table, right? We use data element, and data element inside the data element we assign domain.
Domain.
So this data element, this domain is being used by only one data
One
element.
table.
One data element. It is not table. Data element. We cannot assign the domain to the table, right? We can add domain to data element, right?
Yes, sir.
We cannot directly assign domain to table.
Table.
We
Okay,
add it
okay.
to the data element and we add the data element to table. Okay?
Table.
We cannot directly assign it. We assign domain to the table through data element.
Data element.
Okay? So before changing anything, you have to check this where is your list. Okay? This is same for programs also. Go to the program and click on where is your list. Go to the table, click on where is your list. Okay? You have to do the same thing for
Yes,
any
sir.
object before going to change. Okay? Okay, now we'll see how to create a maintenance screen, table maintenance generator. So what is the table maintenance generator or TMG in short? We call it as a TMG, right? So TMG is used to maintain data in custom tables. We can add, change, delete the records of the table. Okay. So mostly we create TMG for what type of table? Master tables to maintain master data or configuration data. Master data or configuration data. So TMG means table maintenance generator. Clear? This is to use maintain the data in the custom tables. Maintain in the sense we can add the new records, change the existing records, or delete
Delete.
records. So mostly we use it for master data. We don't use it for transactional data because we can create TMG for custom transactional tables also, but it is not recommended. It is not recommended. The transaction should create only through application programs. Okay, some application programs because
Yes, sir.
in application programs we go through some validation scenarios, right? And create the transactions, right? We should not
Yes.
create table maintenance generator for transactional tables so that someone can go to that maintenance screen and change the values, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, there is an employee salary table. We should not create maintenance screen for the transactional table. We should not directly go and change the salary, right? In a shortcut way. There should be application. That application, through that application, by going through some certain validations and business rules, only we have to change that salary data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's why it is not recommended to create for transactional tables, but it is possible. In some cases we create, right? In some cases we create, like if you need to do any urgent changes, right? Which is impacting the production system, right? If you need to correct it immediately, we may create sometimes. Okay. How
Yes,
to
sir.
access table maintenance generator? How to access table
Yes.
maintenance generator screen?
T code. Right.
Using T code SM30 table maintenance screen. Okay, using SM30 we can access a table maintenance screen. We can also create a custom T code. T code nothing but transaction code. Okay, we can also create a custom transaction code to access the TMG
TMG.
without using SM30. If you have a transaction code, you don't need to use SM30. You can directly open it. Just like SC11. Type the transaction code, the maintenance screen will directly opens.
Appears.
Okay. Here we have two options. We'll see while creating the table maintenance screen. Okay. There are few things which you are not familiar. Don't worry about it. Okay, just remember the steps. We can discuss that later when we are working on those things. Okay,
Okay.
now go to the master table in SC11. The steps to create table maintenance generator is open the table in SC11, change the table, go to utilities. These are very important interview question, like steps to create maintenance screen. Change the table, go to utilities menu, click on table maintenance generator. Click on table maintenance generator. Here we have authorization group. Here we have authorization group. This is to control the access. Who can access this maintenance screen? By using this authorization group, we can control. In SAP, we can control the access by using authorizations. Okay. Not
Yes,
everyone
sir.
can access every transaction code. Okay. Depends on their access. Depends on their authorizations only. They can access that particular transaction code or any data in SAP. Okay.
Okay.
For now, I'm selecting no without authorization group. Without authorization group. Okay. NC without
Which
authorization
means
group.
anyone can use.
Anyone can use, but
Yes.
still that can be restricted by the basis team by using transaction code. Okay. They can restrict through SM30. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have function group. Function group is nothing but a program will be generated to you don't need to write any code here, but when you create the maintenance screen, it will automatically generate some program. Okay, for that reason we need to provide a function group. Since we did not discuss about the function group, don't worry about it. Okay, for now just provide table name as function group name, table name as function group name.
Functional group name.
Okay,
Okay.
or in your projects you might have used a separate function group name. Okay, you can check with your project lead about the function group. What is the function group that I can use here? Is there any existing function group available so that I can reuse it, or simply use a table name as function group name?
Function group.
It will automatically generate it. You don't need to worry about it. Okay,
Okay.
now maintenance screen, maintenance type. There are two types: one step, two step. One step and two step. This is just a screen. When it is generated the screen, you want two step screen or one step screen. So in two step screen, it will display one overview screen, and when you click on create new records, it will display one more screen. Two screens it will display when you select two step. But when you select one step, it will display only one overview screen where you can create, change, delete the records in the same screen. Okay, first we'll select one step screen, and here maintenance screen number you have to
Sir, it's
provide.
just like a
Duplicate.
duplicate tab, like
No, no,
single step or
we'll see.
two step.
You can see that. Wait. Okay.
Okay.
So if you select one step, you need to provide the screen number. Screen numbers are starting from 1 to 1000. Okay, you can provide any screen number. I think 999. I think 1 to 999. Okay, you can provide any screen number, or if you click here, it will automatically assign screen numbers. Propose screen number. It will automatically assign screen number 1, or you can also enter the screen number. Okay,
Okay.
now here we have one more important option: dialog transport details, standard recording routine, no, or user recording routine. Okay, no or user recording routine, standard recording routine. By default, no or user recording routine selected. What is standard recording routine? If you select standard recording routine, it will ask for a transport. It will ask for a transport to transport or to send these records from development to test system, and the test to production system. If you select
Production
no or
system.
user record, it won't ask for any transport. It won't ask for any transport. It will simply create the records in current development environment or test environment or in production environment. You can maintain data in any environment if you select no or user recording routine. Okay. If you
Okay.
select this option, you can create the records in development environment, or you can create the records in test environment, or you can create the records in production
Production.
server environment. There is no dependency. But if you
Yes.
select the standard recording routine, what will happen? First, you need to create the records in development environment, and you need to send
Testing the
those changes to test, and from test to
production
production.
technology
That
server.
is required. So
Yes.
if you select standard recording routine, you can maintain same records in all the three servers: development server, test server, and production server, because you are creating in development server and applying it to test and production. Okay, you can make sure all the three
Yes, sir.
servers contains same records.
Same
But if
records.
you select no R user recording routine, records in the development server, test server, and production server may be different, because
Different. Different.
in production we can create whatever the records we want, in test we can create whatever the records we want, right? It won't ask for any transport if you select no R user recording routine. Okay. But if you need to
Okay.
transport from development system to test system and to production system, which option you need to select?
Sorry, sir.
No,
Sorry.
no,
No, no.
Okay, if you want to transport records from development system to test and test to production, which option we need to select?
Standard record routine.
Standard
standard.
record routine we need to select. If you don't want to transport,
No,
no
no
Go
R
with
user
user
recording.
recording
no,
routine.
no is it?
Okay.
Okay.
So we use transport request in SAP. We use transport request to transfer your changes from development system to test system and to production system. Okay, we call that as transport request. We'll discuss more about this. When you select standard recording routine, it will transport records from development to test. Okay, here no transport request will be generated. If you select standard recording routine, sorry, no or user recording routine,
Yes.
single screen, only one.
One overview.
Is it single or one step or two step? One step, two step, not single. So here it will generate two screens, one overview screen and one single screen. Clear?
Single screen. Yes, sir.
Now, So we have provided maintenance type one step, and we have provided the screen number, and we have selected no or user recording routine. Now click on the create maintenance screen. For now, select it in the local object. $TMP is the local object. Save. Now it will generate table maintenance screen as well as a function group. Okay, function group. Now what is it is generating? It is generating maintenance screen. Now it is
function.
generating the function group. Click on same local object again until it is generated all the objects. What is this warning? So table maintenance is extendable without limits. It is enhancement category. We have provided enhancement category as can be enhanced, right?
Deep.
Yeah, that's why it
Yes,
is
sir.
displaying. Okay, you are generating table maintenance for only the existing fields. There are only two fields, right? Employee ID and employee name. It is saying that you are
Yes, sir.
generating only for those two fields, right? In future, if there are any new fields, they are not going to be part of the maintenance screen. Okay, there will be those new fields. If you add any new fields to the table, they will be available in the table level. But can you find those new fields in the maintenance screen, table maintenance screen?
No,
No,
no, right.
no. Whatever you have generated currently, right now, only those fields will be available. Okay. Now
The maintenance
save
screen.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, your maintenance is ready. Where can you access your table maintenance generator screen? SM30.
So that did.
Go to
From 20
Default.
SM30. I think by default it is automatically showing the table name here, whatever the table we generated. Now click on edit. Why it is displaying this? Caution, table is a cross client. Why it is displaying this? Because it is a client independent table. There is no MA and DT. If you do the changes in this client, the same changes will be applicable to all the clients. That's why it is showing that warning message. Hey, please be careful. You are doing some changes here. These changes will be applicable to the entire server for all the clients, right?
Okay.
So when you click on change, it will display this to maintain the records, right? If you want to change anything, you can change here. Or if you want to add a new record, click on new entries, enter the employee ID 105. Why it is showing this? Something wrong with our value table or foreign key relationship. We need to check.
Yes, sir.
Something wrong with our foreign key relationship. For now, I'll remove the foreign key relationship. And if I do that, I need to regenerate the maintenance screen. Okay. For now, please observe here. Click on the new record and save. You can enter multiple records also. You can enter multiple records here and click on save. Those new records will be created here. Okay.
Save.
Something wrong with the our value table or foreign key relationship. Because it is showing empty. Okay. So if
Yes.
you want to delete
Yes.
the record, select the record and delete. Okay. And click on save. Records will be deleted. Okay.
Deleted.
This is single screen. This is single screen. It will display only one way overview screen. And we'll see
Yes, sir.
how it will be in two step. For
Twist.
that, we need to regenerate the maintenance or simply delete it. Delete the maintenance screen in SC11. Delete everything, select everything and delete. I'm deleting everything. Before that, I'll fix that foreign key relationship issue. Employee master, go to the data element. First, we'll check what is the foreign key assigned. There is no foreign key. I think same table is assigned as for value table for the same field. Okay, I'll remove this value table. Looks like this the value table is causing the issue. Save it, activate the domain. So select the two step and find the screen numbers and click on create. Here we are providing two screens, overview screen and single screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maintenance is created. Now go and check in SM30. Edit. This message will be displayed if you are using client independent table without MANDT.
Will affect
Now,
all them. It's
now it is display. First, it is displaying the overview screen. Now click on new entries. Now a new screen will be displayed here. Okay.
yes, sir.
Create next record. Create next and create one more record. Like that, you can create new records. Okay.
Okay.
Now click on save. Your new records will be saved. Go back. Here you can see all the records.
All the
This is
records.
two step. Okay. So by using
Okay.
table maintenance screen, you can maintain multiple records or you can delete the records. You can change the existing records. Okay. Usually
Yes,
when you
sir.
need to maintain the data, we use a table maintenance generator screen. Whenever you create a custom table and that is a master table. What is mandatory? Creating table maintenance generator is mandatory. Okay. Clear?
Yes. Clear.
So usually we don't follow this step. Utilities, table contents, create entries. We don't follow this. Okay. We use table
Uh,
maintenance screen to maintain the data.
Maintenance.
Okay. The data is locked by user because we are using this maintenance screen in change mode, right? That's why it is not allowing here. So in SAP we have lock mechanism. We have lock mechanism. So when you are trying to enter the data, when you are trying to change some data, if I am trying to access the same data, it won't allow you until your changes are completed. It will log that data. Okay.
Okay.
When you are trying to edit one table, I am trying to edit the same table, it won't allow you. It will be locked. Okay. Now
Yes,
we
sir.
have created a maintenance screen, right? And I told you how can we access what is the other way to access table maintenance generator by using a transaction code, right?
Yes,
Sir.
that.
T code that.
So we can create what? Can you tell me some standard transaction codes?
SC38, SC11.
Yeah.
38.
Mm.
We have only
Yeah, these are all standard transaction codes, right? We can also create custom transaction codes. We can also create custom transaction codes for our programs, custom programs, right? We can also create our custom transaction codes for our custom programs. Similarly, we can create transaction code for table maintenance generator screen. When we are working on the programs, we'll see how to create transaction codes for the programs also. The transaction code to create the custom transaction codes are SC93. What is SC93? It is used to create
Custom,
custom
custom.
Custom.
transaction codes. You can also see standard transaction codes here. For example, VA01. This is to create sales order, or let's see SC38. SC38. SC38 is ABAP editor, right? Click on display. Here, for this transaction code, what is assigned? A program. A program is assigned. When you execute the transaction code, what is the actual object that is executing? Program. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Transaction code is some shortcut, because you cannot directly execute the programs in production environment, because development transaction codes are not accessible in production system. Most of the cases, basis admins will disable SC38 transaction code in a production environment. If you click on this, if you go to this program, this is a program, right? If you execute this program, what is open? ABAP editor, right?
Program. Yeah. Yes, sir.
ABAP editor is open. You can access same ABAP editor by using SC38 also, right? So
Yes.
this transaction code is kind of shortcut for the program, okay? So that you don't need to go to SC38 to enter the program name. You can directly use the transaction code. Now, create a custom transaction code. I'll follow some naming convention. Uh, by default, like it should starts with Z or Y. Z SM30 underscore EMP, or any name you can assign. Z EMP underscore MASTER. That should not be the existing transaction code. Okay. There should not be other transaction code with the same name. So create the transaction, and provide the short text. Now we have different transaction types here. Program and Dyn Pro, program and selection screen. This is for report transactions. Report transactions are nothing but the programs which we have created. The programs which we have created in SC38. You can create transaction code for that report programs. For table maintenance generator, we need to select a parameter transaction code. What is the transaction code we need to select for table maintenance generator? Parameter transaction code. For programs, this one, report to transaction. Okay, report to transaction. Select, since we are creating for table maintenance screen, select a parameter transaction. Continue. Here it is asking for transaction, right? What is the transaction? SM30 you need to enter. SM30 you need to enter. And skip initial screen. You don't want to see that initial screen, right? Where we need to enter the table. I don't want to see that. What is the initial screen of SM30? This is the initial screen of SM30, right? But when I am using transaction code, I don't want to display this. I just want to go to this screen directly. Whenever I execute the transaction code, I just want to navigate to this screen directly. That's why I'm skipping initial screen. Skip initial screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And GUI support, select it for all kind of GUIs, like SAP GUI in web. Okay, GUI for Java. Select all kind of GUI support. Now here, this is very important. Maintain the values. Maintaining the values are very important. Here what you need to maintain, in the name of screen field, we have a standard screen field called view name. Or if you don't know what is the exact name, click on this. It will display all the available options. View name. Select view name. View name is nothing but a table name. Provide the table name. Provide the table name. And do you want to just display this or update the data also? Update,
Update also.
or you can see the all available options here, right? Update. If you want to display, if you want to only display the entries, click on show. Or if you want to uh, open it in edit mode, click on update. Update, pass X, X capital X. Okay. Select the parameter transaction, enter SM30 as transaction code, skip the initial screen, and enter the view name as table name and update equal to X. Click on save. Save it in the local object for now. Your transaction code is ready. What is your transaction code name? ZDMP master, right? Test this transaction. Click on this to test it. Open, right, directly. Yes. Or I'll directly type here \n ZEMP underscore master. Open, right? Directly it is opening the maintenance screen by using transaction code. Okay. Since we are discussing about transaction codes, we'll see how to create for programs also, report programs. What are the programs we created earlier? Okay, there is some program available. I'll take this program as example. Okay. Now I want to create. So how to access this program usually? How can I access this program usually? Go to SC38 and enter the program name, and I can access this program. Not the source code. I'm talking about program output. I'm talking about program output. How can I execute the program and access the output? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about source code. What is the code you have written in the program? I want to access the output. How can I access the output? Enter the program name here and click on execute. You can access the output, right? How can I access without SC38? By using transaction code. Go to
Transaction code.
SC93, provide some transaction code I have create it. What is the type of the transaction code we need to select for report program? SC38 report program, report transaction code. Select report transaction code and click on continue. What you need to enter here? You need to enter program name. Screen number, you don't need to enter anything, keep it as it is, and select the GUI support. Select all HTML, Java browsers, and SAP for Windows. That's it. Just need to enter the program name. That's it. And click on save. Test the transaction code. It is displaying the program output directly,
Out. Yes, sir.
right? But if you want to access the code of this program, where you need to go? SC38, right?
Yes, sir.
To make the changes, to do the coding, SC38 is the transaction code. But if you want to
Transaction
execute
code.
the program, you can directly execute using
Program name.
transaction code, right? You can directly use this transaction code to execute the program. Z test PROG, right? It will directly execute the program. Okay. So whenever you
Yes,
create
sir.
a report program, what is mandatory? Creating a transaction code is mandatory. Okay. Because as a developer, you will be having access to SC38 because you are a ABAP developer and you can execute here. But for the business users, they cannot access SC38 in production system. They can access only transaction codes, whatever they have access. Okay. For that reason, whenever you create a program, create a transaction code. Okay, as short as possible with some meaningful name. Okay, clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it about today. We have discussed about table maintenance generator and its different options and how to create transaction code for table maintenance generator and report programs. Okay, so the very important interview questions in this class are about steps to create the table maintenance generator screen, and what is standard recording routine, no user recording routine, right? And what is single screen or single step or two step, and how to create transaction code for table maintenance screen. These are the important interview questions. Okay, and they might ask you in
Yes.
another way, how can you transport records created in development system to production system? What you need to say, we need to select
Standard.
standard recording routine in the maintenance screen. And I'll show you one more option. I'll show you one more option to transport the records from development to test, but we do this very rarely. Go to the table, execute the data, go to the table and execute the data. Here we have an option transport entries, but I don't know why it is disabled, but sometimes we can also use this option to add this records to the transport request and transport to production system. Okay,
Okay.
okay, any questions? Okay, if you have no questions, we'll continue with the next session.
Yes, sir.